Hello, everyone. This is Elaine, and I'm the Feng Shui consultant and elemental genius coach. Today, I have an interesting topic that I think you'll resonate with. Whether you're a creative, an entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to express their full self in the world, it may be that you're actually hiding a part of your genius unconsciously. And this is quite common for many of us, particularly if you have a spiritual kind of underbase to your work. We often have aspects of ourselves that we haven't felt comfortable with. We've wanted to keep them a little bit under the radar, so to speak. So I want to talk about your authentic and hidden genius and how to uncover it. Every person has a genius. The actual word means attendant spirit at birth. Isn't that interesting? So we all have this attendant spirit that animates and makes us unique, as well as just part of the beautiful divine energy flowing. It's that uniqueness that really makes ourself and our work or our creativity stand out. And so we often will keep it under, like I said, the radar, maybe because we think it's a little too much, unconsciously often. Like, oh, I'm a little too much if I show that part. This is done in our culture quite a lot. And in particular, I learned how this is done through many cultures. When I lived in Australia for 17 years, they have what's called the tall poppy. And if you're a tall poppy, it's not a good thing. It means you're trying to stand out too much. You want to fit in, just stay under the radar. However, if you're an entrepreneur, you better be a tall poppy in some way, because how are people going to recognize you, find you? You don't want to be the vanilla kind of person. So here's what we want to do is figure out how to bring that forward. I was at a wonderful weekend retreat with an entrepreneur and coach, Ryan Eliason, a number of years ago. And he said something that I thought was really hit this right on the head. He said he was a business coach, but he was doing okay. This was quite a few years before this time I saw him. And then one day he decided that he just wanted to come fully out and be who he was and, put that into his work. And so he wrote an email explaining all that and who he, what he really enjoyed and what his work was about. And he started getting more and more of the right clients. And he calls that letting your freak flag fly. So your weirdness, what's different? What's unusual? What do you combine in different ways that nobody else does? And that's what I think we need to recognize. I myself have had that issue of keeping it hidden for quite a while. I've had these strands of my life that didn't quite meet. Have a very rational and intellectual mind that was very developed, maybe overdeveloped. And that's what I focused on for quite a few years, because that's what people thought and told me that that's what was important. I believe them. I also had have a spiritual side that is very deep, very mystical, intuitive. And I started to bring that forth bit by bit in my life, but not as much in my work. Until the last few years, when I really started diving into the elements, the 5 elements. As a Feng Shui practitioner, I also knew about them as a Tibetan Buddhist practitioner. They didn't quite see how they worked with my own genius. And now it's totally clear to me that we each have this unique signature of these 5 elements. A few of them are usually very dominant. One may be a little underground. It may be the most important one for you. Mine was the water element that was keeping hidden. It's intuitive, it's sensitive, it connects, it's kind of emotional, can be strongly so, but yet it helps me feel into my situations, feel into what's going on with my clients. I'm now bringing that forth through my Feng Shui work, but also in my coaching. And I want you to see yourself how your elemental signature might be just the key for you to see what you're hiding and why it's important. Oh, this is exciting. I think you're going to love it. Thank you.